morning, it's Jonathan Barratt with the morning debrief, and it's 1st of October, start of a new month. We can obviously sweep goodbye to September and welcome in October. Interesting, September probably had its best month in many years as well, so that's positive, although last night the Dow did close off. Certainly an encouraging close overall for the markets. Okay, what seems to be on the agenda these days? I guess the most important thing we're focusing on is those relations between China and America concerning the passing of the bill in the US that allows the US to defend against those countries whose currencies they feel, whose currencies are too firm. Quite interesting set, but while certainly passed, China certainly defended this, but at the end of the day this allows for the ability for US exporters. It's basically a subsidy on US exporters and obviously hurting the export market out of China, or the import market into America. So as a result of that, there could be a little bit more tension there, because I think China has the rights to do what they want with their currency, and I think they also have to be acutely aware of how to manage it. What I do feel is occurring, though, which I think could be quite interesting, is that the US has had a failing policy in terms of stimulating exports via its policy to allow the US dollar to weaken over time. And as a result of that, they're trying another measure to guard and support, for the local US market in order to help the alien economy. So it's going to be quite interesting to see how it unfolds over time. The market came off obviously last night, so let's get on to just a little bit of an overview of what actually happened. Where are we? Let's go. Not quite probably the best way we've organised things, but anyway, I'm just looking at something there, and let's just go up there. Obviously, let's go to the front page there. It's always good there. As mentioned, the Dow was down, and down 47 points, and the S&P was down 3. The Nasdaq was down 7.9. Across the board, you can see that Europe's still got concerns there over what's happening in Ireland, the downgrades there, but seems to have slowed down a bit, so I'm quite happy about that. The stock was down, stock 50 was down 4, FTSE was down 20, CAC was down 21, the DAX was down 17. Our local market actually turned up a little bit, so up 11. Oh, sorry, not that one side down here, a little bit more. Hang on, where's the futures? Yeah, up 11, and I think the main reason at 4,611, the main reason for that was that housing data we had yesterday actually turned out to be a little bit more supportive, a little bit more supportive of news that interest rates will not, or that supportive of the fact of the move that interest rates perhaps will not be going up next time. But that's only one piece of data, and obviously we need a lot more. So a little bit good news there. Perhaps we will find it, but remember, if in fact we do break through that 45, 85, I think I'd be cautionary and put on a little bit of cover there in terms of some form of hedge, because the market could come down a little bit further. But just be careful there, and it'll be a small hedge if anything. Okay, let's have a look at just the usual things and see what's actually transpired. Let's just go here and pull that up there. We can go through those numbers a little bit later. I guess the key here is the dollar index, as you can see here, a little bit of a bounce there, which was quite encouraging. Good to see that bounce occur. Maybe a little bit of profit taking. Be guided if you want to have a short trade, a breakthrough 79 on the top side, 79, 20, 30. You can buy some dollars, so that's something to look at if you want to. It's only a short-term trade. Crude trade last night we had, crude was up 79, 78. There was that 78.20 break, which I thought was quite a good trade. Once again, I want you to have a look at this type of formation. This one here. Yesterday we had a call to buy on a break through that 78.20, and that looked to be quite strong. So quite happy on that that actually occurred. Okay, copper. Copper, we know we're long, and we're looking for it to hopefully go a little bit longer. But it seems to be steady right at the top end of the range. 365 or 366 was a target. 365 was a target that we did have for some time. And I think that if it does take out 365 or even 368, then I'd be happy to trade with that break. Moving across onto gold, 1307. Look at this volatility here. It's quite interesting to see a high of 1315 and then all the low down at 1301. So look, it hasn't told us yet that it's going lower, but I'd be cautionary if we take out 1300. And for those that are week longs at the moment, you'd only add if in fact it broke through 315 or 316. Aussie Battler came back just a little bit, and I think there once again looks like it's trading the same as gold, but sideways price action. But if it does take out the 96.30, then it does look to trade lower. Likewise, if it takes out 97, then expect it to test the old high. But as to whether or not it stays up there is another reason. Also check that movement on interest rates. If they seem to be not as strong as what we'd expect, then probably expect things to come under a little bit of pressure for the Aussie. Local market we've talked about, 46.07. That's that volatility there. Look, this sort of price action certainly there. We had a little bit of test below that area. 46 or 45.85 is something which I've mentioned. Keep that in the back of your minds as a little bit of a move. The reason I like it down there is that this support here. So if it does break it, down she goes. But because I spent a lot of time going into this move, I would think that it's probably spent a bit of time going sideways. So let's see how that unfolds. Local the Dow in itself, as you can see, quite volatile there. Didn't like the way it closed actually. So we could see perhaps a little bit more sideways, and if it takes up those lows, a little bit lower as well. Okay, in terms of the economic calendar, what have we got? Economic calendar, PMI in China, which is going to be very important. PMI across Europe, which will be quite important as well. In the States, we've got personal income, spending, University of Michigan confidence, expecting that to be a little bit better. ISM manufacturing, expected a little bit low, so probably expect some mixed data there. And domestic vehicle sales, if that's up as it is, then that could be quite positive in itself. So let's see how that unfolds. Well, that's about it from me. I hope everyone has a good day, and also a good long weekend, because obviously we've got the October long weekend holidays there. And if you get a chance to pop down to the snow, there's still plenty of snow down there, and have a little bit of a break before we get back to the markets next week, which could be quite fun. Anyway, I'll talk to you later. Have a great day.